I think there comes a time in every man's life where you have to admit that you were wrong about something, and one of those things that I was wrong about is how fucking tasty quinoa is. Um, I am having my breakfast of champions while doing this fucking podcast. So if you hear me smacking or whatever, it's because I am enjoying my quinoa. And I don't do anything special with it. You boil it. You pretty much cook it like oatmeal, right? You boil it, put a little salt in it, and then I just add a little butter, and it's fucking delicious. Sorry, don't mean to smack in your ear there, but I mean they call it the miracle grain, and for the longest time I was like, oh, it's a grain, like I don't know. For some reason, we're not supposed to be eating grains anymore. For some reason, but it turns out quinoa. For those of you that are that have stayed away from quinoa because you're trying to avoid all grains, it turns out quinoa is actually a seed. It's not a grain at all, even though they call it the miracle grain or some shit like that, right? But it's fucking delicious. But anyway, I know for my regular listeners to this podcast, you're probably a little upset because it's been about 2 weeks. Bless me, Father. It's been 2 weeks since I've come on this podcast and broadcast how much of a fucking idiot I am. I don't know. I just honestly, I've been having I don't know, I've been doing this podcast for about 2 years now, right? Maybe more, not really sure. And I think the one thing that I've always sort of struggled with is sort of, I don't know, not so much finding my voice, but sort of picking a lane, right? Like, is my podcast political? Because I do talk about politics all the time. Or is it just, some fucking idiot with a microphone giving his observations and irritations of, the world around me? I think I've struggled this entire time to sort of figure out what this podcast is going to be. And I don't know, old fucking man tits over here, I guess I'm having a crisis of conscience. Well, no. I mean, I didn't fucking do anything fucking immoral. So it's not that fucking serious, but I'm trying to figure out, what this podcast is. I mean, it's been 2 years. At some point there should be at least some hint of, okay, what is this about? Or is this, is it just going to be me getting on the fucking mic and just, being all over the fucking road? I noticed that on the few occasions where I've sort of stuck to one particular topic, the podcast has flowed a lot better, rather than, the fucking shit show that it was prior to that. So, I don't know. I mean, today I'm going to talk about politics. Now, does that mean that the fucking next podcast is going to be, all, I don't know. I have to fucking figure it out. But at the same time, I feel like, well, if I don't put out a podcast, it's already been 2 weeks since the last one. And my apologies if sometime during this podcast I happen to repeat something or an idea or a thought that I had in the last one. I don't even know what the fuck I said in the last one. I rarely go back and listen to myself. Occasionally I do, just because I want to get a sense of okay, was what I say, what I said in the podcast, was it could you figure out what I was trying to say, or was I just fucking babbling? Was it just all over the fucking place? Which, it's guaranteed to be pretty much all of those things. But I don't know. So fucking, I don't know. I don't know what I still haven't really figured out what lane I'm gonna go in. But I'm leaning heavily towards politics. Well, I don't know. You know what? It's too fucking soon to decide. But gosh, it's so fucking delicious. Although I will say that I don't know. It has a weird aftertaste, which I don't think you can avoid unless you just, I don't know. Maybe you could put like, because I mean, you know, like quinoa, I think it's kind of like grits, right? I mean, not like they're, you know, the fucking same, but, um, you know, like with grits, from what I understand, is sort of, it's one of those things that you can serve either at breakfast or at lunch or even at dinner. And I think quinoa is pretty much the same, right? You can have it for breakfast, like I'm having it as, you know, I'm eating it like oatmeal. Or you could have it for lunch to, you know, I guess, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Complement a salad or some sort. And then, you know, you can have it as a fucking a side to your dinner. So it's just, you know, no wonder it's called the fucking miracle fucking grain. Although I guess technically you could call grits the same shit, right? The miracle, whatever the fuck a grit is. But I don't know. They're delicious, and I'm not planning to do a podcast of you know, the whole time of me praising fucking quinoa, but they're pretty fucking good. Mm. But it does have a very vegetable like aftertaste, which it should, because it is a fucking vegetable. Well, no, it's a seed. I don't know. You know, I'm not a fucking biologist over here. Although I do have a biology background, so you'd think I'd know, but I don't know. Anyway, so as far as what this podcast is going to be, or today's podcast, I mean, there's so much shit going on. I mean, first and foremost, I haven't. I think I'm winning my fucking battle of my, you know, my Twitter addiction, because it has been almost, I think it's been about 3 weeks, maybe less, maybe 2.5, I don't know, since I've gone on Twitter. The last, I mean, I posted my podcast, obviously, the last podcast that I did, I posted it on there. But as far as like getting involved in the conversations and the fucking arguments and the discourse, I haven't done any of it. In fact, I don't even really open it except to maybe look at like the news feed just to see, you know, what the what the establishment is trying to get people to focus on. You know, but yeah, so I'm winning that fucking battle. I don't even feel like, you know, like I don't feel the urge to go on there anymore. And in fact, you know, even when going to the news, right, and you know, and there'll be a story that obviously people are going to fucking have various opinions on. You know, even like briefly looking at what people are saying, like I've immediately been able to be like, all right, get out. Cause you know, this is either going to piss you off or make you want to fucking comment, which could be one and the same, you know, depending on, whatever is being fucking discussed. So, you know, even then it's just like, this is so fucking absurd, you know, and it feels fucking good. I feel like I've moved an inch closer to my goal of just completely cutting out social media, and I'm weaning myself off of constantly having, you know, my fucking phone on me. I even erased the app for Instagram. I had fucking like these I was playing these fucking games, right? What the fuck was it? It was like a game that's like very similar to fucking Candy Crush, but it's like with fucking bears or some shit. I saw the commercial, the guy that fucking Ryan Reynolds, he's playing it. He's the guy that plays fucking Deadpool. He did a commercial for this particular fucking app, and like an idiot, I decided, oh, let me check it out. And for about 2 weeks, I had been fucking sucked into it, and then yesterday, even though I'm like fucking, like I had scored all sorts of fucking points and all of this shit, and I had all these fucking stars, and I guess in the app world, I was fucking I had the swag. I don't even know what that fucking means. But hold on. The fuck? Sorry, people. All right, there we go. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but I have 2 sets of headphones. Not like I'm not wearing them at the same fucking time. I have one set so I can listen to Audacity to see how it's picking up the podcast, and then I have the one that I wear while I'm doing the podcast, so that I can sort of block out background noise, but I can also I can hear myself. I don't know how to fucking describe it. Like, I can hear myself talking, but it's not like I'm like not getting an echo from it. If that makes any fucking sense, because there's always like a slight delay with some things, but with my fucking mixer setup, there is no delay. So, it just like my voice just sounds amplified in my head. But what the hell was I talking about? Oh, about that fucking the app, right? I was, fucking thoroughly fucking addicted to it, to the point where like a couple of times I actually like purchased, like made a little micro fucking transaction so that I could keep going. And it was after that I was like, okay, I gotta stop this shit. Like it's I don't know, the whole thing is starting to fucking weird me out. Like how addicted we are to fucking technology and apps and fucking devices and gadgets and fucking gizmos. It's beginning to fucking weird me out. Now, granted, I am getting older, so that might be part of it. It's not so much like, oh, I don't understand shit anymore. Like I completely understand how everything fucking works and how to make shit do what I want it to do. But it weirds me out now to see how, like, I mean, I've only been playing that game for, like 2 weeks, and I was already like, I couldn't fucking put it down. And I noticed the same thing back when fucking Candy Crush was the thing. And same thing with like the fucking Angry Birds or whatever. Like you get just so fucking addicted to these goddamn games. And I don't know, like it weirded me out, so I fucking deleted it. And I deleted a couple of other games that were also beginning to fucking suck me. And I deleted the whole fucking thing. And I feel like I'm moving closer and closer to just not needing my phone at all, which is my ultimate fucking goal. For those of you that have listened to this podcast more than this fucking time, you'll know that I've decided that once my cell phone shits the bed and no longer works, that's it. I'm not going back to cell phones. I'm done. And the only reason I've got to that point is because like a couple of years ago, like a year or two ago, the phone that I had, which was an Android, something fucking happened, and it needed to be fucking fixed. So I was without a phone for like a full week. And the first day it was weird. It was just like, fuck, I'm not as connected to everything as I normally am. And you definitely feel, like I've always compared it to to when you quit smoking cigarettes, which is something that I had done a long time ago. Right? For the first week, well, I mean, the time frame as far as the withdrawal symptoms are obviously different for smoking cigarettes or I guess drugs or whatever than it is for my phone. But like the first day that I was without my phone, I felt weird. Like I almost kind of felt like naked, or I don't know how to describe it, but it felt fucking strange. But then the second day rolled around, and I realized that I had like a newfound peace, right? Like Like suddenly I felt like, disconnected from the world, but in a good fucking way. Right. Like I didn't feel like I had to respond to fucking, text messages right away, because nowadays, if you don't fucking respond right away to somebody's fucking message, people lose their fucking shit. Right. I mean, you remember back in the day when, or maybe not, depending on how old you are. I grew up, or I was born like right before, the whole fucking internet shit and all this stuff took off. So I remember a time when it was just fucking landlines, and the only people that had fucking cell phones were doctors and fucking drug dealers. If somebody called and you weren't able to fucking to pick up the phone, or you're out or whatever, you called them back when you got a fucking chance, right? And nobody was like, "Oh, why the fuck didn't you call me right back?" Why didn't you immediately fucking run to the phone? Why didn't you immediately drop everything you're fucking doing and immediately fucking respond to me? You never had any of that. But what you have now is, if somebody sends you a fucking text message, if you don't respond immediately, like, people fucking, they get upset with you, and I don't understand how people don't find that fucking weird. Like, oh, because I didn't respond right away, that means what? That we're, like, our friendship is in danger, or our relationship is in danger, or whatever, right? I mean, how many people have gotten into, like, how many couples have gotten into fights because a fucking text message wasn't responded to right away, right? Or, or maybe you did respond, but you only put like you only gave like one word fucking responses because you actually are, busy doing something, or maybe you just not interested in fucking talking at that point. Right. I mean, well, maybe not that, because obviously if you're not interested, you're not going to fucking respond. But, maybe you're busy. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're one of these people that's like, you really want to tell them, like, look, I want to go to bed. I'm fucking sleepy. I just want to fucking go to bed, but you don't want to, like, you feel like if you say that, for some reason, that's going to be, like, like misconstrued as like you no longer fucking, care about them in any way. Like, fucking life has gotten very, very fucking strange. And it all started, well, I think it all fucking started when fucking, beepers became really fucking popular. Right. I mean, again, the only people that used to have fucking beepers were doctors and drug dealers, and then suddenly everybody fucking had a beeper. Right. And people would send you fucking, 911 fucking beeps, and you're supposed to call them back right away. And if you fucking didn't, that was the beginning of this shit. Right. Because I remember when I had a fucking a pager. Right. And, usually with girls, a lot of, like my guy friends or whatever, they don't give a fuck. Right. I mean, if they're beeping 911, usually it is something, it either is a fucking emergency, or it's something that I must fucking know immediately. So, so usually if it was like one of my guy friends and it's 911, it's like, all right, I better fucking call them, because this must be fucking serious. Right. But there would be, girls that I was seeing or dating or whatever, and they'd fucking page me 911. And I know after, fucking, 1,000 fucking pages, I know that 911 isn't really anything. It's just, you want me to call you right back because you want to fucking control me in some way. Right. And it's not just girls. Guys fucking do this shit too. I'm not putting it all on the fucking ladies here. But that's where it fucking started, and it's fucking increased every fucking year since. And now with cell phones, if you don't return a text right away, or if you, like, I have an iPhone, right? And I noticed that, like, if somebody that also has an iPhone, texts me, right? And I look at their fucking message, but I don't respond right away. I've gotten a couple of times where it's like, like I saw that you read, I know that you fucking, you read the message. It showed on my fucking screen. And like that's the kind of shit where it's like, why did they even fucking create stuff like that? I mean, I know they started that with email, right? They'd get like a receipt fucking email back when they know that the email's been fucking open. So now you can't bullshit and be like, well, I didn't fucking see it, or I haven't opened it yet. Like, I don't understand who fucking came up with that idea to basically, let people know, kind of how much do you fucking matter, right? Because if the person reads your fucking tweet and you matter to them, they'll or not tweet, your fucking text, they'll fucking text you right back, right? But if you feel like they don't matter, or the person that you fucking texted feels like, like you're kind of low priority, like, yeah, they'll read your fucking text and then you'll get nothing, right? And then you get all this fucking anxiety, like, well, what the fuck? Why? What I had to fucking say wasn't important enough for you to fuck? It's all fucking crazy, right? So my ultimate goal is, once this fucking phone shits the bed, and it will, because no cell phones have ever lasted forever, when it does, I'm done. I'm cutting the fucking strings. I'm cutting the fucking connections. And I know there's going to be a lot of people like, well, how, you got kids. What if they, what if something's fucking wrong? And the thing is that, what did my mom do? What did my family members do when I was growing up and there weren't fucking cell phones and pagers and shit? What did they fucking do? Why is it that we've convinced ourselves that if we don't have a phone, suddenly all hell is gonna break loose, and then if it does break loose, you're not gonna you're gonna be completely fucking unaware of it, right? Like, like, for example, the only times that my kids would be somewhere away from me where I wouldn't have, like I wouldn't know what was kind of going on, is when they're at school. But when you have kids and you sign them up for school, you have to give them emergency numbers. And usually they want more than one fucking number, which means that, yeah, they might not be able to call me, but they can call their mother, they can call their grandmother, they can call, there's like 4 or 5 different people that they can fucking call that will let me know, if it's necessary, that something is fucking going on and you need to fucking attend to it. This idea that you need a fucking cell phone, that you need to be constantly fucking in connection, and not to mention just the fact that basically all your cell phone is, all your devices are at this point, are just fucking, you just bugged yourself, right? Whoever, the fucking NSA or CIA or whoever the fuck it is out there that listens to people's conversations, all they have to do is just tap into your fucking phone via whatever sort of fucking, I don't know, technology that they have. They now can just fucking listen in on your fucking conversations. They can watch you through your fucking webcams. Now they can watch you through your fucking TV. I'm just cutting the fucking strings. I'm not going completely fucking rogue here. I'm not going off the fucking reservation. I'm just cutting that shit out of my fucking life. I'm trying to enjoy myself. Speak of the fucking devil. Hold on, people. Okay, I'm back. How weird would that have been if it was like some fucking government agency calling up to be like, hey, we don't like what you're saying about us over there. About your idea of cutting your connection to the world, where we would advise against that, or else we'll send a fucking unmarked van to your door. Now, it turns out it was actually a business call. But anyway, fucking shit. It's been like 20 minutes, although for you guys it felt, it probably just felt like I was gone for like half a fucking second. But so I've kind of forgotten what I was fucking talking about. I mean, I know like the general premise, right? I'm fucking working my way to being completely fucking disconnected from the fucking from the Matrix over here. And I advise everybody else to do so as well, you know, especially when it comes to fucking, I don't know, some weird shit is happening in our country as far as, you know, like Facebook, I guess, apparently is deciding what people can fucking read and what they can't read on their website. They're calling it, you know, they're doing it under the guise of, possible Russian, you know, influencers or whatever. But, you know, it's all horseshit, right? It's basically they want to control the narrative. They don't want to be regulated by the government. So they're doing basically the bidding of the government by sort of censoring information from you guys. Well, not from like just you, like for some reason, like I'm out on the fucking fringe. I mean, they're doing, you know, I don't have a Facebook account. I got rid of that shit a long fucking time ago. And the fact that they're basically just, you know, they're basically the government fucking watchdog now. You know, I would advise anybody that has a fucking Facebook account. And I know most of you probably, it's just, you know, it's just innocent shit, right? You're sharing fucking photos of last night's spaghetti dinner or, you know, talking about a fucking vacation that you're getting ready to go on. But you have to keep in mind that they are actively trying to control the narrative, control the information that's available to you. So my advice, whether you want to fucking take it or not, would be to immediately fucking delete your Facebook account, because why would you even want to be involved with a company that does that? I mean, they are working closely with those fucking same agencies. You know, yeah, they say, oh, you know, it's to get rid of Russian influence because, you know, that $12,000 that they fucking spent on kitten memes during the 2016 election, where most of those so-called influencing accounts posted after the election had fucking happened. You know, they're protecting you from that, you know, in case for some odd fucking reason you're incapable of making up your mind who you should fucking vote for, right? Like I had this thing, right? Because I still see it every now and then. You know, and I apologize if this was on the last fucking podcast, you know, maybe I should have fucking listened to that first and before I made this one. So if this is a repeat of something I said fucking 2 weeks ago, I apologize. But like I still see people that fucking say, oh, Jill Stein is a Russian agent, or the people that voted for the Green Party are Russian agents, right? That are designed to fucking sway the election towards the Republicans, or you know, something to that degree, right? And that fucking theory has always been very fucking suspect to me, right? Because, okay, so these so-called Russian fucking agents, right? Their goal is to get Republicans elected, right? So why wouldn't they just vote Republican? Why do this sort of fucking rigmarole, you know, sort of roll of the dice, like, okay, well, we're going to vote for the Green Party in hopes that somehow spoils the election and throws it in the favor of the Republicans. Now, either these are the stupidest fucking Russian agents on the fucking planet, or the people voting for the Green Party are part of the fucking Green Party and they're voting for the fucking Green Party, which they are allowed to do in a democracy. This idea that somehow those votes belong to the Democrat, that they're not supposed to vote for the Green Party because at this day and age where, you know, what is the slogan? Fucking vote blue no matter who. It's all a fucking bunch of horse shit. Because if you know anything about the history that led up to the election of Donald Trump, you know goddamn well it wasn't the fucking Green Party, it wasn't fucking Ralph Nader or Jill Stein, it was fucking shit that Bill Clinton fucking did that started way back then when he was fucking president. He's the one that decided that neoliberalism was the way to go for the Democratic Party. He was the one that decided to turn the Democrats to turn their backs on the unions. He's the one that fucking exploded the prison population with his ridiculous fucking crime bill. He's the one that gutted fucking welfare. He's the one that started fucking NAFTA, which basically took, place that fucking decimated places like Detroit, right? Because NAFTA basically, told these corporations that they could move their fucking. It's a little more fucking complex than that, but basically it opened the door towards heads of corporations moving their factories overseas or over the border and building things, using cheap labor and then selling it full fucking price or, at a significant higher price back in the United States. Bill Clinton fucking started that shit. Okay. He fucking was planning to privatize Social Security. The only reason that didn't happen because he was working out a deal with Newt fucking Gingrich. Now, for those of you that know who Newt Gingrich is, the man is a fucking disgusting human being. If he could eat fucking babies, I'm sure he would. He was hatching a fucking deal with Newt Gingrich to privatize Social Security. Now, you might be wondering, well, what would that have done? Well, that basically would have taken Social Security and put the money in the hands of Wall Street bankers, right? Where they could basically gamble with your fucking retirement. And if they lost it, well, you're fucked. And I have to remind you, Obama wanted to do the same fucking thing. Okay? There's lots of other stuff that led up to the election of Donald Trump. And all it takes is just a little bit of research to figure it out. A lot of people don't, right? A lot of people don't take the fucking time to understand how Donald Trump happened. And it wasn't because of Jill Stein. It wasn't because people decided to, like this idea that you're casting a protest vote. Or that you wasted your vote, on fucking voting for somebody that you felt was like, that fit more of your ideals than the others. I voted for Jill Stein. Did I think she would have fucking won? No, but what I was hoping for is that she would at least capture about 10 to 15% of the vote, and that would force the Democratic Party to actually listen to its base. See, there was a fucking strategy there. But for those that are blinded by their fucking hatred of Donald Trump, they're incapable of seeing the fucking strategy there. Yes, we knew she wasn't gonna fuck. I mean, although if all of the progressives that were behind Bernie Sanders had, instead of fucking holding their nose and voting for Hillary, maybe she could have won. But I didn't expect her to. But I don't consider my fucking vote a protest vote or a fucking or a wasted vote, because I had a fucking goal in mind, which was to shift this country fucking left to the point where, the people's fucking lives and concerns could actually be a part of fucking policy. Now, where was I going with all this? I don't fucking know, because I just realized in the middle of that, I don't know what my fucking point was. But what I do know is that, places like Facebook and Twitter and fucking YouTube that are controlled by the fucking establishment, that have gone out of their way to start censoring certain fucking channels and labeling, certain types of fucking speech as, what is it? I don't even know what the fucking, I don't know, like anything that fucking goes against the narrative basically is being censored now. They're doing it on a small scale at the moment. But if you think they're just gonna fucking stop with the so-called Russian accounts, or the Alex Joneses of the world, or or the fucking the neo-Nazi fucking account, if you think they're gonna stop there, you're fucking wrong. They're already beginning to do that, at least on YouTube, right? Like, people that have a significant fucking amount of followers and and viewers, that aren't fucking towing that sort of establishment line, their content is being pushed to the back of the line, and stuff like MSNBC and CNN and Fox News is being pushed towards the front. So when you do a search for a particular topic, their stuff comes up first instead of the people that are actually telling the fucking truth about things. So if you think that they're only fucking weeding out the so-called bad apples of society, you're wrong. They're working towards completely controlling the fucking flow of information. And you know what that is? That, ladies and gentlemen, is fucking fascism. And you're helping them do it. You're helping them do every time you fucking get behind shit like, like when the Alex Jones thing, like, yeah, Alex Jones is fucking a disgusting human being, but the situation with him should have been resolved through the judicial system, right? Because I guess he was accused of doxing, some of the family members from the school shooting, the Sandy Hook thing. The guy that showed up at the fucking pizza fucking parlor and killed somebody, like, that all should have been handled through the judicial system, not fucking Facebook or YouTube or Apple or whatever deciding whose speech is acceptable. And if you think they're gonna fucking stop there, you're wrong. And you are helping them by, you don't have to like what the fuck Alex Jones says, or what these fucking neo-Nazi fucking dipshits with their tiki torches have to. You don't have to like. You could fucking hate them. You can despise them. You can punch them if you feel the fucking urge to do so. But the minute you're okay with silencing them because they're saying shit that you don't like to hear or you don't want to hear, then you basically have signed up for fascism. You've decided, well, you know what? I'm going to let the corporations and the government tell me what I can fucking watch and listen to, and what information is available to me. That's fascism. And, like, I don't know. And this fucking this outrage people have about the election of Trump. The guy is a shit show. Probably one of the worst fucking presidents we could ever have at the fucking at the helm, in charge of the fucking country and the military and all that. Yeah, I agree with you. Trump is fucking horrific. But as I've always said, there is a silver lining to him being elected, and that silver lining is he basically ripped the fucking smiling pretty face off of all of the horrific shit that was already going on. ICE, with the breaking up families and all that stuff started fucking during George W. Bush and was amped up during Obama's term. It's just getting coverage now because everybody hates Trump. Everybody loves to think that Trump started these things, but he didn't. He's just continuing what was already fucking going on. So in that respect, yeah, it actually has been a good thing that he has been elected. Yeah, he's fucking running the country into the ground, but I mean, is that really any fucking surprise? I mean, that's kind of his MO, right? I mean, every fucking business that he's been involved with has been a failure, right? His fucking casino, which I don't even know how you fail at that. I mean, it is a place designed to basically take people's money, and somehow he fucking managed to fail at that. His fucking university was bullshit. The fucking stakes, I don't know. He's done a million different fucking things, like his real estate stuff. It's all fucking failed. It's all fucking shit the bed. The only thing he's ever been a success at, and I know that I have some Trump fucking supporters on this podcast. The only thing that he has been successful at is keeping his name in the fucking news. He's managed to remain fucking relevant since the fucking 80s for some reason. He's failed at everything he's fucking done. But somehow he's always been regarded as this like fucking successful businessman. And I have yet to see any real success, at least business wise. Now, for the Trump supporters that are, think that, oh, this is just some fucking liberal snowflake bullshit. No, I will agree that there are some things that he has done as president that I think were pretty fucking good. Like, I don't know, calming the shit down with North Korea. Actually bringing them to the table to the point where they're actually willing to fucking talk, which is something that they have never been willing to fucking do. That's a good fucking thing. His reluctance to escalate this fucking, this World War III war with fucking Russia that the Democrats are pushing, that's been fucking great. I mean, he has had some success. Now, most of the shit he's done has been a complete fucking shit show. The fucking tax breaks for the rich that benefit fucking nobody. And after 10 years, will eventually fucking the cost of those those tax breaks will be put on the middle and the middle class and the poor. They'll end up having to foot the bill. They're the ones that will end up with the higher taxes. Now you hear some Trump supporters are like, well, I'm noticing a difference in my paycheck now. Well, yeah, that was kind of the fucking point, right? You see something now, so you're like, yeah, this is a good fucking idea. In 10 years, when suddenly your fucking taxes are so high that you have to really make a decision on selling your fucking home or whatever the fuck it is, then you're going to be like, fuck, man. And unfortunately, he'll be out of office then. And you'll blame, if a Democrat happens to get into office during that point, you'll blame them and make it seem like it was their fault. Kind of like what happened when Obama took office after the fucking 3 wars that George W. Bush started that blew up the fucking economy. You heard a bunch of people for some reason blaming Obama for it. Now, I'm not saying that he didn't make it worse. He did. He absolutely fucking made it worse, but he didn't fucking start it. But you see a lot of people that are like, oh, fucking thanks, Obama. You saw that a lot. Just completely oblivious to what happened prior to his election. And it's the same shit that's going to happen in the 10 years when your fucking taxes are so high, you seriously consider jumping out your fucking window of your office. It'll be the same thing. You'll blame the fucking Democrat or whoever. You'll blame somebody, but you won't blame the person that actually fucking made it happen, which is Trump. I don't know. There's lots of things that he's done that are fucking shit show, but I in no way take the side of, that he started this shit. All he's done is just remove the fucking, the wallpaper of what's been going on in this country since fucking forever. So, in that respect, I'm actually happy he got elected just for that. Everything else, we'll obviously, calming shit down with North Korea, not escalating shit with fucking Russia, those things, yeah, okay, I fucking, yeah, that was a good fucking thing he did, or a good couple of things he did. Everything else, kind of a fucking shit show. What was my fucking point with all this? I don't know. I went from talking about fucking no longer having a cell phone to trying to explain the reason for Trump. I don't know. And this is probably the reason why I can't really pick a lane as far as what this podcast is going to be, because I can't even decide to stick to a fucking topic. And, I don't know. Maybe that's just what makes this podcast work. All right. I was watching here's another thing that as far in regards to Trump and I mean I haven't heard about any of this at least for a month or two, but like the people that get all upset with the guys that wear the fucking "Make America Great Again" fucking hats, right? And I was thinking about this yesterday, as a matter of fact. Because I was out doing, I was fucking riding my bike, trying to get some cardio, trying to get rid of the man tits. And from a distance, I saw this like older white gentleman, and he's wearing a red hat, right? And the first thing that pops in my head is he wearing a fucking "Make America Great"? Is he wearing one of those fucking hats? It's a dangerous time for white people to wear those fucking hats because you have, god damn it, you have a lot of very emotional people out there that they see that fucking hat and they just lose their shit, right? And of course, like I'm in the camp of the only reason that you would wear a hat like that is because you're looking for confrontation. So you really can't get upset when confrontation finds you. But then, as I was thinking, and as I got closer to this older white gentleman, it turns out it wasn't fucking one of those hats, just a red fucking hat. But I started examining like the sort of fucking, not anxiety, but the I don't know, the mild form of anger that was starting to fucking bubble up when I saw it, and I was like, why am I so upset about this? Why does a hat upset anybody? I don't get it. I mean, I know that for those that see that hat and they just fucking, they just lose their shit and they end up punching somebody or starting a big, huge fucking argument. I understand why it upsets you, but I don't understand, at this point, I actually kind of wish the people that are Trump supporters, I wish every one of them wore that hat. Because in my opinion, the worst kinds of fucking people, and I'm not saying these are just Trump people, but the worst kinds of people are the ones that, in public, they seem like they're, they're really good shits, right? They're good fucking people, but in private, it's something else. That shit bugs me. It bugs me about everything. If you're a piece of shit, then just wear your piece of shit on your fucking chest and be proud that you're a piece of shit. And I'm not calling Trump supporters pieces of shit. I'm just saying people in general that hide who they are because what they are or who they are privately is somehow unacceptable to the world in itself. Right. And I kind of look at the Trump hats as, why not fucking wear them? Wear them. Show everybody how you really feel instead of fucking, I mean, if all you're wearing it for is because you're hoping that you'll show up somewhere and stir up some shit, you're kind of a bitch. Right? If your goal is just to fucking, irritate people, then you're kind of a bitch. But if you truly believe, that Trump is making the country great again and all of that, whatever that fucking means, then wear it proudly. The only thing I wish is that when Trump's no longer fucking president, I kind of wish we could do like a version of, has anybody seen that movie Inglourious Bastards with Brad Pitt, where he does like a horrific fucking southern accent? He's, basically, if you haven't seen the movie, I'll give you the fucking gist. Spoiler alert or whatever. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. The movie's been out for like 10 fucking years. If you haven't seen it, yet, then you're probably never gonna fucking see it. So it doesn't matter if I fucking give you details of the fucking movie. But basically, Brad Pitt and like fucking 10 other guys are dropped into to Paris, France, Did I really have to say fucking Paris, France? I'm pretty sure when I say Paris or just France, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't even Paris. I don't know. Maybe it was necessary for me to say France. So they dropped into France during the time of the fucking Nazi invasion, right? And their job is to basically go around and kill Nazis, right? Sounds like a horrific fucking movie. It's actually pretty good. But one of the things that they do for the Nazis or the Nazi soldiers or whatever that they find that they don't plan on killing. I mean, they kill most of them, but the ones that they decide to let live, they say like when the war is over, like I'm gonna fucking butcher what they say, but basically it's like, oh, when the war is over, you're gonna take that uniform off, and nobody's gonna know that you were once a fucking Nazi, right? So with Brad Pitt, he was like, well, I think that's fucked up. And basically what he does is he makes it so that even when the fucking the uniform is off, people know what they're about. So he carves a fucking swastika into their forehead because they can't take that off. And that's the only thing I wish, like, for the people that are really just fucking Trump supporters, that are just, that even though he's fucking up the country, even though that he's fucking racist as fuck, that if you're gonna wear the fuck, I just wish there was a way that when he's no longer in fucking office, they will still know who you fuckers are, right? And I know this sounds like I'm upset at the Trump supporter. I'm really not. And the fact that I brought in this story about Nazis, I don't know. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that. Like, I know that a majority of the Trump supporters are not racist fucking Nazi fucking dickheads. They are people that just, Trump said he was going to fucking basically, tear shit up. He was going to fucking, blow up the establishment. He was going to be, a fucking sort of power to the people, sort of a fucking president. And people believed it. And they just couldn't stomach the idea of voting for Hillary Clinton because they knew that a vote for Hillary Clinton was basically just going to be status quo, business as usual, foot in their fucking ass, their jobs being lost and all of that shit, right? They just could. That's the reason that the people that had voted twice for Obama ended up voting for Trump, because they thought that finally there was going to be a guy that was going to come in and upset the establishment and fucking bring the power back to the people, because that's all the shit that Trump was talking during the the campaign. It just so happens that once he got into office, all of that shit went out the fucking window. He drained the fucking swamp and then filled it back up with his own fucking swamp monsters. And if you are an objective person that voted for Trump, you know that what I'm saying is true. Now, I think the people that I wish that you could fucking wear that badge of Make America Great Again once Trump is out of office are all of the fucking racist fucking dipshits, or the guys that wear it because they're trying to fucking, they're trying to cause confrontation. Those guys, I wish, could be branded on their fucking forehead so that we all know who the fuck you are. Because once he's out of office, once that hat is gone, they get to go back into society and pretend to be like everybody else. When in reality, they are fucking, they're racist. Fucking, neo-Nazi supporting fucking assholes. I feel like people that sort of believe in that sort of mindset, or that have that mindset, then you should have to walk around with a fucking sign that lets everybody else know what sort of a piece of shit you are. Now, for the people, that aren't racist, and I would say a majority of Trump's supporters are not racist. They're just people that are fucking fed up with the establishment. They were, they thought he was gonna fucking, he was basically like the fucking Pied Piper. He was just gonna, play his little fucking flute, and suddenly all the jobs and shit would come back to America, and everybody would fucking, Could like the American dream could suddenly become an actual fucking thing rather than just a fucking fairy tale. I understand. And for those people, I have no animosity towards. I understand why you voted that way. It's the same reason that when Bernie Sanders was running, it's why I voted for him, because he seemed like the kind of guy that understood that it's the working class, that is basically the fucking backbone of this fucking country. He understood, or at least he used to understand, whatever, one of those, that, somebody shouldn't have to go into bankruptcy over a case of the fucking sniffles. He understood that, making tuition-free college sort of levels the playing field for everybody instead of those who can afford it. There were fucking good ideas behind the things that he wanted to do, and it was all based around fucking policy that would benefit the people and not the fucking corporations or establishment or fucking Wall Street or big fucking industry. That's why I voted for him. So I understand why you voted for Trump. But if you're going to be objective, you have to at least admit at this point that you got tricked. And I understand why. And I'm not calling you stupid for it, like the fucking the Democrats that love to fucking talk shit about. I'm not calling you stupid. I understand why you fucking did it. But it's time to admit that it was all bullshit. And that the raise that you see in your paycheck now, which I doubt is so significant that you're now suddenly, like you went from living in squalor to now you're fucking taking, vacations to the Bahamas. I know that it's not that kind of an increase. But you have to understand, they've done the math on it. In 10 years, all of those fucking tax breaks, all of that money that was in your fucking paycheck is now going to go 100% into theirs, and you're going to be left with the bill. Same thing with the increase in the fucking defense spending. Excuse me. I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck I want to say. Except that I understand why you voted for him. But what I don't understand is for the people that aren't racist pieces of shit or racist pieces of shit, I don't understand why you continue to support him. I don't understand why you can't just admit that you got fucking tricked. That he's done nothing to really benefit you in any way other than he just gave your, the team that you fucking decided to be a part of. He gave you guys a win. And he threw some fucking, he threw some nickels at you, and that was basically hush money, right? The increase, the $150 or $1,000 or whatever it is, and it turns out that that's not everybody. That's just what they averaged out of the fucking, 300 or 400 fucking million people in this country or whatever. Most people, they are not seeing $1,000 increase in their pay. He threw you a couple of nickels, kind of like what the Democrats do, right? When they're in power, they throw the people a couple of fucking nickels, some crumbs, just enough so that you won't fucking show up with torches and fucking pitchforks. They'll do just enough to keep you, you're still miserable, you're still upset, you're still mad, but you're not quite at that breaking point. And that's all he's done. He's done the same thing that Hillary Clinton would have done. Which is just throw the crumbs, give the fucking the huge portions and spoils to the rich and the corporations and shit, and just throw the fucking crumbs to the people. He's not doing anything that she wouldn't have done. So it goes vice versa. So for those of you that are like hardcore Hillary supporters and you just hate fucking Trump and you hate his supporters, or for the people that are, Trump supporters that hate the Hill, you both of you are supporting the same side or the different sides of the same coin, or the same coin with I don't know what the fucking saying is. Basically, you're supporting the same fucking people. Just one has a fucking a dusty vagina and the other has a fucking dead weasel on his head. They are about the same shit. The only difference between, say, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton is Hillary Clinton is smart enough to not fucking reveal her racism, or at least not be so obvious about it. That's the only fucking difference. Trump, you just know. You know how he feels. There's no denial about his feelings towards everybody else that isn't white. There's no denying it. I mean, if a guy can look at, neo-Nazis and be like, some of them are fucking good. If he can look at things like that, you already know what his fucking views are in regards to anybody that's not fucking white. It's obvious. Now, is he like the fucking grand wizard of the, no, I don't think he's like that kind of racist. I think he's just your typical white person racist. And not all white people are racist before fucking somebody starts writing out an email like, I'm white, I'm not I get it. He's just basically that old school fucking white person, bigot. That's all he is. He's not, I don't think he's fucking plotting white supremacy, or I don't think he's doing it. I think he's just your ordinary fucking just bigoted fucking white person. That's basically all it is. And he's smart enough to know that a good portion of his base feel the same way about those types of things. So he makes a point to just sort of do the dog whistles to them, to let them know that, I'm fighting on your behalf. I'll have a couple of, like sort of token people around me, the Omarosas, or the Candace Owens, or the Kanye. I'll have a couple of fucking, token people that will keep, that will keep people at least guessing about my feelings. But basically, wink wink wink, I'm on your side. I don't know. God, oh shit, it's like a fucking hour and there's so much other shit to fucking talk about, like fucking McCain. I guess he just died, and everybody's pretending like he wasn't a warmongering fucking asshole. It drives me up the it drives me up the wall, not the wild. It drives me up the wall that people are pretending, like you see it everywhere, like, oh, he was a true patriot and he was a beacon of fucking peace. But meanwhile, this guy fucking loved every single war that we're in. He wanted more war. He was okay with Nixon carpet bombing the Cambodians during the Vietnam War. He was very much a warmongering fucking mongrel. He was a horrific fucking person that just wanted war and more war. He's fucking supporting Saudi Arabia, even though they're fucking committing genocide of the Yemeni people. He was all on board for, what we did in Libya, what we did in Iraq, what we're doing in Afghanistan. He wanted to fucking bomb Nigeria for some fucking reason. The man loved fucking war. So all this fucking this dick sucking that everybody's doing because he's dead, and they're paying tribute to him. For what are you fucking he's a fucking war criminal. I don't give a fuck that he got captured during fucking war. He didn't learn anything from it, apparently. Because, somebody that gets captured and tortured and whatever, apparently they poked him with sticks or some fucking shit. I don't know what they fucking did to him. I don't really give a fuck. But he didn't learn from it. He didn't come back from it like, well, you know what? Maybe we should fucking try being peaceful. Maybe we should try talking shit out instead of, committing these fucking horrific acts against people. He didn't learn any of that shit. He just came back and was fucking bloodthirsty for more fucking war. The guy was a fucking asshole, and I don't understand why people are paying tribute to him. I mean, yeah, you can be respectful as far as like, the man died and yeah, he fucking served the country. Those things are true, but pretending like he was like he championed peace and he was anti fucking genocide and all. I mean, fucking just like a month or two ago, right? There was like a bus in Yemen that got fucking bombed by Saudi Arabia, a country that we support, that is basically employing our techniques using our weapons, just blew up a fucking school bus of children. And he's all for it, or was all for it. So fuck that guy. And if you don't like what I'm saying, well, I don't really give a fuck either way. But the man was not a fucking saint. He was a fucking horrific human being, and he does not deserve this fucking outpouring of fucking of ball polishing that's going on. The guy was horrific. There's a quote of him, right, from, I guess, I don't know when it was, but in the quote he said, and I apologize to anybody that's Vietnamese listening. This is his words, definitely not mine. He has a quote that says, "I hate the gooks and I'll always hate them," or some shit like that. I'm butchering the fucking quote, but that is what he fucking said. And why does he feel that way? Because he got captured. But why did he get captured? Because we were fucking bombing the dog shit out of their country based on fucking, we had no reason to fucking be there. We had been tricked with the whole Gulf of Tonkin thing. If you don't understand, or if you don't know what that is, look it up. Gulf of Tonkin. It was basically a false flag to get us to go into fucking Vietnam and just fucking bomb the dog shit out of people, to burn people fucking I don't know. It was fucking horrific. And they're, naturally they were fucking upset about it. So they took him fucking prisoner and they tortured him like they should have. And then he comes back and he's like, "Oh, I fucking hate them because they were upset about what I was doing to them." I mean, go fuck yourself. The guy was not a good fucking guy. The guy voted numerous times in Arizona to not celebrate MLK's birthday. Numerous fucking times. The guy, like I said, he backed fucking Nixon's illegal fucking carpet bombing war, where they estimate 500,000 fucking people, 500,000 fucking people were killed, and most of those people were children. He was all for it. So go fuck yourself with this. John McCain was a great fucking guy. He was a piece of shit. Why am I all angry at you guys? Not your fault. I don't know. Should I just end it here? I mean, I know it's been 2 weeks, so maybe I'm allowed to fucking have a longer podcast than usual. I don't know. Is there anything really else that I wanted to fucking talk about? I think that's it. I think I'm officially out of shit to fucking say, at least for this podcast. It is only Tuesday, so there's time. There's time during the rest of this week for me to give you more. I'm still trying to figure out what this podcast is going to be, even though it's been 2 fucking years. You would think by now I'd have an idea, but I don't know. Like, I mean, I like talking about politics, as if you haven't figured that out already. But I also know that, like, our life is so fucking, clouded with politics now, especially with Trump and everybody's fucking upset and all of this shit. Like, I don't want to be the guy that every podcast you listen to is like, oh fuck, more. You just reminded me of how, how much more this fucking world is fucked up, and I don't want to be that fucking guy. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll just keep doing what I was fucking doing, which was basically having no direction whatsoever. How's that grab you? Oh, you know what? I know what I wanted to fucking, just real quick. The other day, I'm starting to understand why some fucking older dudes sport the Bozo the Clown fucking hairdo. Now, for those of you like, well, what the fuck does that mean? That means those people that, like they've got nothing on top, right? Completely fucking bald. It looks like their fucking skull is pushing through their hair. They got nothing on top, but they got the sides and the back, right? And I always called it the Bozo the Clown because it's like ridiculous. Like if that's what you have, just shave it. Just shave it. You look. Take it from me. You look worse with that than you would bald. Luckily, I fucking shave my head, right? Luckily, I have a nice fucking, like my head was pretty much designed to be bald, apparently. Like my ears don't stick out. I don't have a fucking one of those big old fucking hooks or any of that shit. I don't have any weird bumps or anything. It's perfectly fucking round head that apparently was designed for being shaved bald. But I'm telling you, if you're one of these people that thinks like, I'll just rock the fucking Bozo the Clown, it looks stupid. But the other day I was I don't know, I was at the store or someplace, and I saw a couple of dudes with that look. And it's not like, ooh, suddenly that's appealing to me, but I'm starting to understand, right? Because I'm sick of fucking shaving my head. I'm sick of it. I stupidly dyed my hair over and over. Well, it wasn't really even the dyeing of the hair. It was, I had bleached my hair like several fucking times, more times than you really should. And it just completely fucked my hair up, right? I could still grow it out, but it just isn't the same. It's like, I don't know. It's like when a fucking band you listen to back in the fucking, 80s or some shit does like a reunion fucking, show, and they don't have the voice anymore. They don't, they're all fat and fucking out of shape. It's just, it's just, ugh, it's not, I mean, technically they are playing fucking music. Technically they are still capable of fucking, doing the guitar and drum solos, but it just isn't the fucking same. And it just, you'd just prefer that they had never fucking come back. Like that's kind of that's kind of the situation, with me as far as my hair. It's like it could come back, but it's just not gonna look good. So I shave it. But I'm tired of fucking shaving it. And I'm not saying I'm gonna start doing that shit. I can't. I just, I have too much vanity, I guess, to ever wear that fucking Bozo the Clown fucking hairdo. But I do understand why some guys they don't give a fuck. It's like, I mean, I don't know if maybe, like, I don't know if they actually tried fucking just going completely bald and they sort of got to where I am sort of mentally at this point where it's like, fuck, I am sick of shaving my head and maybe I should just fucking just say fuck it and wear a hat or some shit. I don't know if that's what they did. I have a feeling that most of them they never shaved their head and they're just hoping that one day there'll be a fucking cure for baldness and they'll at least have some fucking, like reserves, like it's like a fucking, like the military, right? They have their fucking reserves ready for when shit breaks out and that they can certainly, they can just sort of join forces and just become a fucking hairdo. Like I have a feeling a lot of these people, that's what they think is going to happen. So they're holding out. But I am so fucking sick of shaving my head. And it's one of those things where like if I don't shave my head, like right now I shave it every other day, right? Because I don't like the fucking stubble. I don't like that feel. Plus, because it's growing weird and there's like, little patches here and there. It's like, I don't want to fucking deal with that shit because it's just going to fucking depress me. So every other day I shave my head. And I'm fucking sick of it. It's like, is this what I'm going to do for the rest of my goddamn life? I'm just going to shave my fucking head because I'm too vain to wear the fucking Bozo the Clown. I mean, I imagine when I get when I get old, when I reach that I don't give a fuck period, then I probably will stop then and just be like, either you fucking accept it or you don't. Go fuck yourself. I'll just sit on my porch in my fucking, my boxers and my fucking too short to really be a fucking bathrobe. I mean, at that point, who gives a fuck? Right now, I'm still very much in that phase of I definitely care about how I look and all of that shit. So that's the reason why I don't do it. But I have a newfound sort of kind of respect for the people that wear it. Because it's just like, well, it'd be so much easier if I just fucking was like, I don't care if anybody fucking finds me sexually desirable anymore. I mean, if I could have that sort of fucking state of mind, I'd probably be pretty free. Probably be pretty happy too, but I'm not there yet. But anyway, all right, I'm going to end this fucking podcast. I hope you're having a good week thus far. I hope you had a fucking good weekend. My weekends for the past, I don't know, month or so have been pretty, not hectic, but I'm redoing my fucking backyard and redesign it and shit, and I've just been fucking fixing that, trying to get it done before the fucking rain shows up. So I've been fucking working like a fucking dog. But anyway, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I will hopefully give you another podcast later this week, but if I don't, then I fucking don't. You're just gonna have to live with it. All right, take it easy. Don't take any shit. And like always, go fuck yourself. Peace.